welcome to another Green Dragons Gaming Club. Without us, they never feel like winners. Without them, we couldn't look so good. So again, we're based out of Westchester, Pennsylvania, and I know we now have multiple people putting up on the channel, which is great as far as I'm concerned. I'm really happy to see Dan posting. Ryan has put some up in past. So again, I created this channel, and by the way, my name is Mark. I'm Sir MC 2015 up on the 9th Age boards. For my gaming group, I want us to turn around and all of us to be able to post. So if you're like, oh wait, this isn't my normal guy, there's a reason. It's our gaming group, not mine, our group. So and with that said, we're just such a fun, easygoing group to play. So if you live around the Philadelphia area, northern Delaware, Northeast Maryland, Philadelphia, South Jersey, Allentown, Harrisburg, do me a favor, reach out to us. We're nice middle area here, out here in Westchester, and we are competitive, but it's more important to just be having fun. We'd rather sit down, have a beer, and win, lose, or draw, have fun. So with that said, some of us are trying to gear up for a tournament over here in Baltimore called Battle Cry, which is going to be held by one of our friends of our group who plays with us as well. His name is Chris, and again, just really looking forward to it. But it's pretty much straight out of the rule book. Nothing fancy, no gimmicks. So 4,500 points. And you look it up at Battle Cry. It's going to be at Titan Hobbies and Games in just outside Baltimore. I forget the actual town's name, but it's just outside Baltimore. They have a Facebook page. And it looks like it's going to be such a good time down there. Really looking forward to it. Wish more of my group was going, but unfortunately, a bunch of us still work weekends. Myself included. It's occupational hazard, and for those of us that are going, it's win, lose, or draw. We're just going to make sure we have a good time. So, as I said, it's 4,500 points, and I was asked to play something different. So I put my dwarves down for a little bit. Whenever I'm asked, and this is going to be my Equitaine list. And Ryan, who just wanted to make an army, just why not? Just to see what would happen, decides to go with an all-goblin army. So this is going to be the Goblins versus the Kingdom. And I still got to... I'm not able to field the army I used to field in 1.0, so playing dwarves is so different than the kingdom. But then again, my opponent's playing goblins. No orcs. It's great. So it was such a fun game, and Ryan's such a good guy. We definitely came up with some rules questions. I still need to post those rules questions to the boards, but it's just so much fun. And Ryan, it's just such a good guy to play against. So here's a picture of my army, and going from the back up to the front, I have 2 scorpions. I've got a unit of 17, I don't know, the peasant fanatics, whatever they're called now. 5 mounted yeomen with shields. I've got 6, what are they? There's 6 aspiring knights with the banner on the charge that gives them impact hits. I've got 6 Knights of the Realm, another unit of 6 Knights of the Realm, and a unit of 6 Grail Knights. Where's that? 7 Grail Knights. 7 Grail Knights, I believe, actually. I've got a unit of Twesent Men-at-Arms. Crossbowmen actually have, or the longbows actually have crossbows. And that leaves me my level 4 mage, my Duke Breslin with Virtue of, I believe it's Renown. I've got the Virtue of Daring on my BSB. And not the Virtue of Audacity. There's one of the other ones that says that he must always issue a challenge, must be accepted, and he gets to reroll hits and misses in there. They are kitted out with magic items so that they basically have 1-up armor saves, 5-up ward saves, and they're just not pleasant to be in combat with. I have found it went from the old company who shall not be named characters for this army was very weak. But in this game, the 9th Age, these characters are, oh my god, they will kill your demon with a single blow. And you know, I think fits their fluff, considering, you know, to me, these are the goody two-shoes of the world. Um, but and they're there to, you know, their heroic deeds. But wow, that's all I can say is just wow at times. Not to say they don't die, because I've lost them many, many times, but wow. So here's a picture of his army real quick. And he has the three black bases are Gotlings. You got the Mangler wrecking teams. You've got his general on a chariot, a giant. You've got Pac-Man, which is a Goblin King on a Cave Nasher. You've got a Gargantula. You've got two Git launchers, two pump wagons. Does he have two pump wagons? Yeah, he does. Um, unit of goblins with two mag gits. Another unit, larger unit of goblins with two mag gits. And then a unit of Goblin Wolf Rider chariots. Now I know I said Goblin list. He's got the spider. He's got a giant. He's got the mangler squids. You got to give the guy something other than just goblins, because, you know, otherwise it's just goblins. But still, it's a fun list. Over here, these were my spells for Druidism. So Stone Skin, Spear of the Woods, Healing Waters, Master of the Earth, and of course, the trait spell of Oaken Throne. So we start placing here, place there, place here, place there, and then I place everything. Why? Because I want a chance for first turn. I want a chance. And I actually I've been playing Nick Reap online recently, and he said, you know what, if you're playing Equitaine, you should definitely go with armor piercing. Definitely go with armor piercing. Like, I'll usually go with strength, but I'll give it a shot. No, no, no. Yeah, there are a lot of things that do have strength for lethal strikes and armor piercings. At the same time, I think a lot of those things will also have strength 5. I mean, there are some units that, spears, things like that. But a lot of the things that I'm worried about are going to be strength 5. I think the more common things are strength 5 or greater. And a lot of things that have that AP as well are also strength 5 and greater. So over here, I Vanguard my one unit, and that's it. I don't have anything else. We do a dice roll, and I lost the dice roll. Go me. At least I had a chance. So here's how the board looks after turn 1. So let's see. I don't have a picture of his movement. Sorry about that. So he turns around and gets his giant up behind the wall. His Mangler wrecking team. He rolled. The lowest he rolled for any of his things was like an 11. Nothing, no random movements in his army move slower than an 11. I'm trying to think. And yeah, that was basically it. I just flat out, I don't have anything else. So over here, I managed to put one wound from shooting on a Mangler wrecking team. Unfortunately, didn't kill it, little bugger. Tried to charge the Grotlings, and that was it. So his turn, again, he moves like a mother. He just turns around and books it. So the Mangler squid is there facing my aspiring knights. My knights, his spider gets into my peasants. Pac-Man gets into my peasants, and that was really it. Over here, his Git launcher or something did a couple wounds. Oh, and his Grotlings got into my Scorpion. He killed one of them. That one misfired, can't shoot for the rest of the game. So between Pac-Man and the Spider, they killed 11. That's what they need. All I wanted was one to live, just one more to live. And they would have been stubborn, and then I would have been charging in, and it would have been just a bad day. Because then I would have been doing some flanking. It just would have been a bad day. As it stood, he killed that. And he's going to end up doing an overrun into the Grail Knights, I believe. Over here, this was a mistake on my part. So unfortunately, I don't have a grand picture of the board because I was trying to speed things along because unfortunately, we had one man out. Dan was the odd man out. And I wanted the game to move as fast as it could so Dan could get a game in that night. So as it stood, I charged through his Mangler Squid that was in front of my knights into his giant. That was a mistake. My original thought process, I should have went with this, was I checked it. The Scorpion was 4 inches away from the Mangler Squid. I should have simply walked them over there, killed them, blew up the Mangler Squid, lose the Scorpion, and then turned around and marched the aspiring knights around the giant, so the giant didn't have line of sight. That was a major mistake on my part. Great play by my opponent, but I was angry. Pac-Man turned around and charged it, overran into the archers, killing all but 3 of the archers. But Pac-Man got held up by 3 archers. I loved it. And you can just see the Scorpion is into my Grail Knights, and bam! Nothing happened. I turned around, my Duke turned around, hits with all 4 attacks. All I needed were 3s to hit him. And I got to roll my wounds. I had 1 6, and he has the Blessed Sword, so I get to re-roll them. I rolled 4 6s. I did 12 wounds to that spider before it ever got to do anything. And there's my poor friend Ryan going, son of a dirty word. Sorry, YouTube. I don't know who may be watching this. I've got kids. But I'm like, oh my God. Just so happy about that. I managed to get my peasants into. I got a couple other charges. Again, I really apologize for not doing the broad picture. So over here, he turned around and was able to get. What the heck happened? He got his nets on me, so even though I had higher weapon skill than him, or I needed 4s to hit him, I would have needed 4s to wound him, because of those silly nets, and me rolling so poor. I actually changed my dice halfway through this game. I think I killed maybe 2 goblins, and he just killed a lot, but I'm stubborn, and I stick around. I had charged that pump wagon, killed the pump wagon. His giant eats my 2 remaining knights and faces the giant at my knight bus up top. So now that's the way it looks. So that was my mistake. Had I not charged that giant, okay, that knight bus would have been staring right at the flank of those guys without a care in the world, and would have been going right into the flank of those goblins. Over here, on the Mangler Squid, bounces through them and kills one of my knights and kills the Scorpion. And I lost 1 Grail Knight from shooting. Pump Wagon turns around, gets into the side of that unit of knights. That was the one that was all the way on the far left flank, and keeps me there. That's all I can say. Darn thing, no, it's unstable. He did 2 wounds. I had a banner, counteracts his charge. I did 2 wounds to him, and that's it. It's a bust. He finally turns around and eats those 3 remaining archers. And that's it. So during my turn, I charge Pac-Man with my King's unit. He issues a challenge, and I end up beating him. I finally managed to eat that pump wagon. And during his... Oh my God, this battle report. I am so sorry. I can't even post this. No, I'm going to end up posting it because, it shows what not to do. So at the end of the day, again, that one mistake really cost me big time. So he managed to charge in with his wolf chariots into what was left of my peasant crusaders, kills all that was left of my peasant crusaders. His giant is into my knights. He kills that combat. He reforms. I am not breaking his giant because it's like stubborn tin. He's got 1 wound left on the guy. He charges into my rear, and the following combat is a pillow fight. I think I do 1 wound to him, but he does nothing to me. But just straight combat res, I end up losing that unit of knights with my paladin. Over here, I forget how he kills one of my Grail Knights from shooting. There's that picture. And as I said, pillow fight. And I could have sworn giants had 5 wounds. Apparently they increased it to 6 wounds. Um, and I get run down. Here's how the board looks. At this point, it's about 10:30, 10:40. We end up calling it for the final stage of the game. And I did a lot of errors, and my opponent played a good game. So more power to him. We don't know who won. It was about turn 5. What I would have done was I still had my caster with a couple of magic missiles and hexes. So I would have charged one of my characters because the goblins are facing away from me. I would have tried charging my characters out of their potential units into the unit of goblins there, have them charge in the hit the rear, win that combat. As long as I won it by 1, I wouldn't care because I'd be getting charge, rear, and then whatever wounds. So already that's canceling his rank bonus, and then if I do at least 2 wounds, which I easily should, that's going to then put me +1 to his combat res. And with that said, that's going to break that unit because they're only leadership 5 or 6. And if I got the one character that says you must accept the challenge, I've got would have a decent chance of breaking that unit. The thing is why I charge them only the characters rather than the units is trying to get around those man gets. My opponent's list is very much geared against Equitaine because of the armor, or at least the style Equitaine list that I field. If I did a peasant army, be a different story. But my current army, it's a rough go between the mangler squids and stuff like that. And let's see. That's basically it. So again, don't know, but definitely feels like an Orc and Goblin victory, even though I still have a lot of points still on the board between the Grail Knights, the characters, and Knight of the Realm. Still a bunch of points, over 2,000 points. For the MVPs, it's got to be Breslin. You know, he turned around and he just slapped that spider on the side of the head. And very just, 12 wounds. The spider never stood a chance. And for the Orcs and Goblins, the Goblins with the nets, because of those silly nets that -1 strength to my models, it's brutal. That's all I can say is it's just flat out, it's brutal. Because unless I'm charging it with lances or great weapons or something like that, it puts whatever it is at like a 5 to wound. If I'm playing my dwarves and I charge in, then a 4 to wound. But still, that's flat out just brutal. So the fact that those go off every round, not just the first round, but every round you have a chance to get netted. That's just rough. Not saying I don't disagree with the unit, with the model, but that's still rough. That's it. Any questions, comments, concerns? I know this is not my best battle report, so I do apologize. I will be making better pictures. Like I said, I was trying to make sure I rushed it so Dan could get a game in. And any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and post. Until next time, happy gaming.